We're all different and we have different body structures. So for the following video, if you need to make subtle adjustments in how you're moving and the postures that we're exploring together, then please do so. It's important that you feel safe and comfortable in your practice. Welcome to Claria Yoga, I'm Claire. Today's practice we're going to break down Sun Salutation A, and this video will target that first part of the Sun Salutation. You just need a couple of blocks for today, or maybe a couple of heavy books if you don't have yoga blocks. Something that's sturdy enough to sit underneath your hands and that isn't going to slip when you put your weight on them. Just a couple of pointers before we begin. When I ask you to stand, everybody's body structure is different, which means that people have their own way of standing. I, for one, find it uncomfortable for my body to stand with my feet together. When I bend forwards at the hips, it just doesn't work for my spine. And so I have to widen my legs just a little, and then I have that room to move down into my forward fold. So today I would encourage you to experiment. You'll see me starting my Sun Salutation always with my feet apart. Give it a go. See what suits your body better. You just want to find that freedom of movement as you come down into a forward fold, something that feels comfortable enough in your hip creases where you're not pinching. So give it a go and experiment. And when you're ready, come to the top of your mat with me. And place your blocks or your books just underneath where your hands would go, so you can test it out at this point, and we'll talk about what height may suit you better. And then once you're there, just find your Tadasana pose, your mountain pose. So spread your toes and just slowly place each toe down on the mat. Make sure all four corners of the feet are firmly anchored to your mat. And begin that slow journey out through the legs, through the knees, making sure you've got a soft bend in the knees. Start that stability in the legs by squeezing the muscles of your thighs and your buttock muscles. Come up through the pelvic floor into your navel. Just gently draw the navel in towards the spine and start to grow tall through the spine. So one by one, climbing up the vertebrae of your spine. And when you get to your shoulder blades, just gently draw the shoulder blades together. It's a subtle movement, and you should already feel that spreading through the collarbones as you do that. Relax the shoulders down and away from your ears. And lastly, for your neck, draw your chin in ever so slightly and down. And you should feel that that lengthens the back of your head, as if you could press the back of your head into the wall behind you. Close your eyes, take 3 long breaths here. Just settling in your pose, bringing your mind into your body, bringing your awareness into your body. One last breath. And then you can open your eyes. So with your next inhale, bring your arms wide and up. And keep your arms overhead. Breathe as much as you need to here. Just familiarize yourself with this feeling of length. Take one more breath here. And with your next exhale, start to come down into your forward fold. Bring your hands down towards your blocks. Hang over your legs completely. At this point, we're just opening the hamstrings. So relax through the shoulders, through the neck and the head. We're going to take this step by step, so nice and slowly. So let's move into lengthening the back here. You might have heard this called Ardha Uttanasana. So when you're ready, just start to straighten through the back. So you may have your hands on blocks. You may have room to have hands on the floor. If your hands are on the floor, just make sure that your knees are bent enough that you can maintain a nice long spine. And breathe here. Drawing the shoulder blades together, keeping your neck in line with your spine. And exhale, release back into your forward fold. So I'm going to show that to you again with my hands on the floor, my fingertips on the floor, and you see which variation suits you better. So with your next inhale, find that length in your spine again. So I've got my navel in, shoulder blades together, neck in line with the spine. So you should feel that difference between your normal forward fold, Uttanasana, and this half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Take another breath here, we'll do that one more time. Releasing down on your inhale, on your exhale, and then inhale, find that length again. Keep your breath going. Just familiarize yourself with that feeling in the back. And let's step back into our downward facing dog. So hands come either side of your feet. You take one step back with the right leg, followed by the left leg, and you find your downward facing dog. So before you settle in your downward facing dog, just take a moment to walk your dog. Just stretching through one leg and then the other, bending one knee, then the other knee. And you might want to do the same with your hands, just gently lifting up your hands, just like a cat finding its way into its stretch. And then you settle in your downward facing dog here. Now the most important thing to remember about your downward facing dog is that you want to encourage length into the spine. This position is not about getting the heels down to the floor. As you can see, my heels are up. It's about finding that length in the spine, giving that room in your back. So a good way of practicing this is to bend your knees, come onto your toes, gently press into the hands and encourage your chest down towards the mat. It's a subtle, subtle movement, and you should feel that length in the spine. And then slowly start to straighten through the legs, keeping a soft bend in the knees if you feel that your hamstrings are very tight, and you will also feel that keeping that bend in the knees gives you better access to that length in your spine. So we've already been here a while, so let's take one more breath. And we're going to come forwards now. So starting with the left leg, and we're going to practice this in a little while with blocks. Just come up high onto your toes, give it a go without the blocks, bring the left foot between your hands, and then step the right foot forwards. Let's practice lengthening through the spine again. Inhale into your Ardha Uttanasana. Take your time, find that length. With your next exhale, release down into your forward fold. And now press into the feet. Nice strong legs as you rise up again. Stretch here, find that length. And then bring your hands down in front of your heart space. So we're going to do that again. Take your time. Breathe as much as you need to. At this point, you don't have to partner one movement to one breath. Let's give it another go. So remember your blocks. See if you'd like to experiment once again coming into your Ardha Uttanasana with your blocks, or otherwise you can bring your hands to the floor. When you're ready, inhale, arms wide and stretch up here. Take another breath, find that length, and then exhale and come down into your forward fold. Inhale into your Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen through the spine. Take another breath here. And then place the hands on the floor. Left foot comes back now, followed by the right foot, and you're in your downward facing dog again. So take a little time once more in your downward facing dog. Just walk out your hands and your feet. And then settle. Find that length in the spine. Experiment. Find your breath. And let's help the right foot forwards, followed by the left foot. Come into lengthening through the spine again, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, fold. Press into the feet, come all the way up, stretch up, and then hands down in front of your heart. So let's break it down just a little bit more. When it comes to downward facing dog and stepping forwards, you may find that that's quite a challenge in your body and you're not used to that movement. So take your blocks and come down onto your knees in your all fours position. And let's experiment here. So I find that this is a very effective way of practicing bringing your leg forwards. So once you're in your all fours position, you've got your support underneath your hands, walk that support forwards a little and then out ever so slightly. Tuck your toes and come into your downward facing dog with the support underneath your hands. Now your body will have changed a little through this use of support, so wiggle around as much as you need to, but you should now feel that you've got extra height and a bit more room in your upper body. So drawing your navel in towards your spine, begin to come up onto your toes. Give your weight to your right foot, bring your left knee in towards your chest and move your shoulders over your wrists and then step your foot between your hands. Now it doesn't matter if your foot gets all the way to the front of the mat or not. As you can see, my foot has landed a little further back from the hand. That's fine. And this is the movement that I would encourage you to practice at home. So coming back the same way, prepare, bring your hands firmly on your block. You're going to draw the navel in towards the spine, pick up the hips, come high on the right toes, and then you bring your left knee into the chest and you come back into your downward facing dog. So if you need to take a break in between, do so, come down onto your knees. You can always pause the video. And let's do the right side when you're ready. So now bringing the weight into your left toes. You're coming up high, weight is in the left toes, navel in, round through the back, bring the right knee in towards your chest, slowly bring your shoulders over your wrists, and then place your foot between your hands. Pause there, take a breath, and when you're ready to come back, make sure that your hands are firmly on your support. Take your time, there's no rush. And then draw the navel in again, gently pick up the hips, coming high on the left toes, right knee in towards your chest, and then you uncurl that leg back into your downward facing dog. Take one breath there, find that extension in your spine, and then bring your knees down to the mat. Come off your wrists, bring the backs of your hands to your legs and close your eyes. Find your breath. Take a few deep connecting breaths. And then open your eyes. So let's do that first part of the sun salutation one more time before we close. And just remember that the more you practice, the more you will develop that muscle memory. So when you're ready, coming to the front of the mat, remember your option to have your blocks there if it helps your body. Take your time. Find your mountain pose. Take a few seconds just to grow tall. Create that support in your legs and your foundation. Find that length all the way up to the crown of your head. Take one more breath here. And let's move together. Inhale your arms wide and up, stretch. And exhale, find your way down into your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Release your upper body completely. And then uncurl into your Ardha Uttanasana, so lengthening through the spine. And then bring your hands either side of your foot, right foot back and then left foot, downward facing dog. Take a breath here, find that length in the spine. And then let's step forwards with the left foot. Take your time. Left foot between the hands, followed by the right foot. Inhale into that long spine. And exhale, fold over your feet. Press into your feet, grow tall. We'll do that one more time the other side, bringing the hands down in front of your chest. Inhale, arms wide. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, nice long back, Ardha Uttanasana. And then step your left foot back, followed by the right foot, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And prepare to bring your right foot between your hands, come high on the toes, stepping the right foot forwards and followed by the left foot. Find that length in the spine again, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, fold over your legs. And rise, stretch up through those arms, bring the hands down in front of your heart. Take a moment to come down into a seat, whatever seat is more comfortable for you, whether you're on your knees or you're sitting cross-legged with me. Bring a little bit of padding underneath your spine if you need to find that relaxation through the back. And close your eyes. Just take a few moments to just absorb what we've done. It can be a lot of information, especially if these movements are new to you. Find that patience with yourselves. And take your time with it. There's no rush. So remember, this video is there for you to practice whenever you wish. Bit by bit, you will get better. Take one more breath here. And exhale. And you can open your eyes. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me through my website at clariayoga.com. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you in part 2 of the Sun Salutation. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.